representative for FrogJump, I just wanted to thank Stevens University for coming out, for Stevens Institute of Technology for coming out here and participating in the first FrogJump Invitational. I know I consider it a great privilege, given the level of the university. As a former D3 athlete, I remember the battles way back when between New Paltz and Stevens, and that rivalry meant a lot to me as an athlete. So to see Stevens at this tournament now, it's really humbling. And I just wanted to say thank you guys for that, and thank you for coming out, because personally, I think this tournament benefited from every university that came here. And the prestige of this tournament is built upon programs like yourselves and everything that you do. So for me, just as the owner of FrogJump, I wanted to say thank you. And I would like to start off with some general thoughts for you guys competing in the first FrogJump Invitational.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Thank you. So questions from us, is that right?
Yeah, so I was going to ask you some questions.
Awesome.
So starting off the night, obviously you had Carthage today. What were you looking to do when going into the first set?
They're young, they're hungry, they are, we know what it's like to be in their shoes. You guys remember chasing down Springfield and stuff like that. So it's like, we just knew it was coming our way. We know they're well coached. We know that they're really athletic, just full stop. And we saw, I'll be honest, like I thought that they came out at Juniata really, really hard. And we walked in and we were just like, why does it, it feels a little bit like Carthage's home gym, and Juniata set it out and did a really, really good job, but they brought a ton of energy. And we were like, okay, we gotta be ready for that. And our group, let's be real, we've struggled a little bit to find a really good guiding North Star of what's exactly going to drive us this year. And we're grateful to Carthage for playing so hard, because we were able to find it, knowing they would come in, just punch us in the face and go for it. And our challenge to ourselves was just can we want it way more than them? Can we come out harder? Can we attack them harder? And that's just a little bit about we call it having a blue head, just being really calm, but also aggressive, and knowing exactly where you are and what your job is and what you're doing. I thought we did that, and we had that wind in our sails finally, which was really, really good to see. It's easy to see that we could have dropped sets and gone to those guys, but we're finding something that we just got to be able to come out and attack teams like that are hungry. But yeah, they were good, and we had some tactical stuff. We were kind of going to leave their back row naked and just take some balls in the chest and see what we could do and just play tough defense. And I thought we did a killer job of that. But their system's hard. We just went man to man on them, and I thought we managed it really, really well. What do you guys think?
Yeah, they run a really fast tempo. We're not really used to in our home gym, but I thought we got some really good solo blocks, and we had a really good scout. Our assistant coach Michael and Connor worked on the scout also, and it was pretty accurate, and it helped us a lot.
So what were some of those things in that scout that you noticed that you were able to that kind of broke open some of the sets during the tight moments today?
They run a really, like you said, really fast tempo to the outside, even to the backside as well. The middles are running threes on 0 tempo, so it just doesn't give any opportunity for anybody to be late. Middles have to full commit on their middles in every situation, even in 2 3-point situations. Gene is really good at finding those guys off the net. And then it just came down to our eye work, being able to find our hitters really early and stick to our guys.
Mm-hmm. Well said. So obviously, the first set was probably the one you guys were in the most control of throughout the match, but sets 2 and 3 a little tighter, a little more closely contested. During those close moments, what were some of the things? You guys have been together for a long time. This team is a solid group of senior leadership. I've been noticing it for the last couple of years. When those sets were getting tight, what were some of the things you guys were talking about to kind of just get you past those tight moments to really extend your lead and keep hold of the match?
I kind of like the jumbotron that they have in Juniata, because it's really hard as a player to find the scoreboard. You have to look straight up and see it. So most of the time, I didn't even realize when we won each of the sets. I think we are just really good at treating every point like it's the same and not getting flustered when it's tight or when it gets to 20s. So that's something we've been working on a lot.
Yeah. Same thing. Yeah. I think not paying attention to the score just makes a whole lot of difference, knowing that they're going on runs of serves, but we don't really know how many. We're not really keeping track, and yeah, it definitely makes a difference for us, not getting down on ourselves.
Kind of like the bandwidth in your head, though, isn't it? If you're going to sit there thinking about the score and doing calculations and then assigning a value of how much pressure you should be perceiving versus this ball is going to be fast. What's the line of approach? Am I in the line of approach and on the ball and on time? You don't have time to sit there thinking oh, well, I'll get to my job in a second, but what do the numbers say? It's just it's just noise. It's just noise. So yeah, that is kind of nice. Yeah, that's something.
Yeah, no, I'm serious. It made me
great.
Every set I didn't know.
I mean, it's a good habit to be in, right? Especially as I've been covering you guys for the last couple of years. One of the things I've noticed is you're able to block out that noise quite well. And so we're talking about night. Obviously, you get to enjoy tonight. You got the win over a good program in Carthage. Now you'll have a rested night, and then you have to take on Juniata tomorrow, and you also have to play Mount Union tomorrow. I know you guys beat Juniata last week, but what are some of the things that can you rely on that same game plan, or are you expecting something different tonight?
I mean, first of all, I'll echo his sentiment. Our assistant coach Michael's doing a killer job putting together some awesome game plans, and we're working together on it. There's a few things I like to focus on our side, but I mean, they're in their home court. I understand they get a lot of support around here, so for us, that's a privilege, and we're happy to be here. We're happy to be in the pressure. We're happy to be in the boiling cauldron with these guys, and it's just like, yeah, bring it on. We came for this, and you know they're really really good. So yeah, we're just excited for it to be tough, and we like it when it's tough, don't we? What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be happy to watch it, and once again, thank you guys for being here at the first Invitational. I wish you guys luck tomorrow, and I'll be there watching games.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for having us.
No problem, guys.